It is.
Hey.
Hello.
What are we doing here?
Scotch for Dummies
What's
Thursday
going
night.
on?
Live.
Happy Thursday.
Cheers,
Happy
everybody.
Thursday. Happy Thursday.
I'll leave these handy for Tom. Nice to see him.
Let's see who is on tonight. We got
Somebody's
a
gotta
couple
do it.
quick hitters tonight, but let's see who's on and say hi.
All right.
The Black
Are
leader
you
was
kidding?
first tonight.
That's
Really?
exciting.
No, but somebody. Oh, yeah, streamer.
I mean,
Well-
that's we're celebrating, Locklinger.
9:19. That's pretty good
salute to
time.
you,
we'll take
man. Holy shnikes.
Your audio's good.
Cheers to
Audio's
that.
Good. Everybody's
Really
competitive.
Pete.
Audio's
Oh,
good.
look, Eric Wade. I'm going to meet him next week.
You are.
You're gonna meet up.
Bob
with him.
H
You're not
is
meeting
on.
him.
Oh, yeah.
But he wasn't on the pre-show. You son of a gun.
I know, Bob. Nice talking to you. Thanks for coming to the pre-show.
Tamar. What's this? Donner.
How this is going to go. Pretty yin and yang profiles. They're both great.
Yeah.
Going to come down to personal preference as well.
Yeah.
You might be right.
Yep.
We'll
That's
talk
true.
about it when we get to the fight, but interesting point.
Yep, that's fair.
John Kranz, good to see you. Brian with a Y.
And I love the name. I just think it's clever, man. I mentioned that last week or whatever I said.
Whiskey the
Okay.
Gathering.
Nice.
Bobby J. He's super excited because Loch Lomond is like one of his favorite bottles.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what he said.
He likes teachers.
I hope
too.
it shows
We can
up.
get
They got
teachers.
a lot of
Nope.
stuff going on.
Oh, teachers was in the blend,
Wheelhouse
but
whiskey.
ran out of time.
What's going on? You're ready, huh? I wonder what's in your glass, Wheelhouse.
Everyone, good to see you, mate.
There,
Tam
Tam-Do
Dudes
18.
for what? And Steven's
Nothing wrong
doing
with
some McAllen SMWS.
That's
We
a good
saw him on
bottle,
the
yeah.
pre-show. It's been a
Nah.
while a couple months since he's shown up. So it's
You know,
good
the
to see
funny thing
Steve.
is, he brought up a bottle.
Martin.
So he found a bottle online, and then he's like,
on the pre-show.
yeah, on the pre-show, he was talking about a bottle that he had just completed his purchase of. And then he let everyone on the pre-show know that, hey,
And we
this
all flocked.
website has this bottle. And everybody flocked to the site like, oh, let me.
We were all like
Clicking
kids
away.
at the
He
candy
said, this
shop.
one is it? That
Ooh,
one
which
is
one is it? Which one is it?
As long as you got yours first, that's
Well,
that's
he was
okay.
smart, man. He didn't say
Look at that.
anything about it until then.
Maybe it is your improved internet. Nice,
Ooh,
nice to
it
know.
is.
Nice to know. So let's get on with this. Tonight, y'all, is officially the last King of the Hill series in Ex
The
Bourbon.
prelim.
It's the last one,
expert.
yes, until we get into the recalls and the championship, right?
Right. So I'm to make it easier for me to understand, I've been referring to it like sort of the sectionals, regional, semi-states type of
That's a
Fair
good way to
enough.
put it.
That's-
Sure.
That seems
So, I mean, we've got 4 categories, right? We've got peated, we've got sherry, we've got ex-bourbon, and why am I losing track here? What am I forgetting?
Peated
Blends,
cherry, expert
blends.
blend, yeah.
I was
So
like, I was
those
trying-
4
trying to
categories,
myself. Like, what'd you say?
those 4 categories are all going to be closed out, and then we're going to start running them up against each other and getting down to the winner takes all. What does it say? There can be only
It
one.
could be only one.
I'm sure there's going to be a
They're-
montage.
They're
that has
remaking
to-
that.
oh,
You
I'm
know they
making-
are.
Yeah.
I'm putting
so
that in
so
there.
you're
We're
saying
gonna
there
get-
can be 2 because if they're remaking it,
I can only do like 6 seconds of there can only.
I mean,
That's it.
to be fair, Andrew's the one who told me that they were remaking that. He was very excited.
I know, right? He's playing off that he
so
doesn't
that
like this
proves
show.
there can be 2.
Oh my god.
There can't be 2.
What's that cartoon show that they redid?
Gumball.
When Gumball redoes it, then you know it's something
You,
spectacular.
you haven't even seen the other ones. You've just seen
Oh,
the
yeah.
original.
No, we saw the Highlander 2.
Oh,
and
there's
3.
like-
They're-
You haven't
3
watched
or
that
4.
series.
They get
You're
worse.
missing so much
Yeah.
stuff.
Andrew's
worse.
uneducated. He's on culture.
They get worse.
Quantum Leap's
the
back.
Highlander is such a
So
bad
at the end of the
man.
day, we bring this down
Oh,
and
sorry.
we are going to wrap these up. We're going to wrap the 4 categories up. It's going to get really good and fun. Everybody out there in virtual land is going to have a chance to vote to bring a bottle back per category. The patrons,
category?
well,
No,
no, not per. So we're going to bring back a bottle per category. Everybody gets to vote for 1 bottle. Patrons get to vote for 2 bottles. Scotch for Dummies get to clean up the rest to make sure that at least that 1 bottle per category is coming back.
Right.
So then once that happens, we let them fight the current king to see who is the king of that category, and then they square off and see what happens.
The championship.
And the championship.
That sounds
royale.
messy, but
Yeah.
fun.
It is.
yeah,
And
it's
it's
a cage match.
The way it's going right now is we're also going to dedicate a whole show to each champion and talk through
Yeah.
it. And the idea as of right now, we haven't gotten through everything, but the idea of right now is just to do our normal Scotch for Dummies voting with a couple of extra things we're not going to talk about, but basically put them on the hat. We don't reveal what those are. And then at the last
Right.
show, we'll declare a true champion bottle of the year.
Right. So there'll be some good old fashioned scoring. And when we get to those last rounds, we're actually going to score the whiskey to determine who wins it, not just
Man, we haven't
who
scored a
wins
whiskey in a
It's been
while.
like a long time.
That'd be fun.
It's
Right?
not like
Something
you guys
different?
forgot how to do it.
No.
No,
Or-
that's true.
All right, let's get on with this before we get going. So last was it last week we did this show or 2 weeks ago?
I don't know.
We did the blends, and it was Copper Fox versus I think it was Naked. I believe.
Naked, yeah.
No, yeah, it was Naked, and Copper Fox lost to Naked. Naked won. However, Copper Fox, you and I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it reminded me a lot of.
Right.
Yeah.
So I made a comment about, I wonder how good this compares to Monkey Show. I think you'd be surprised.
Okay.
So tonight,
Dun,
I
dun,
poured
dun.
a quick blind before we get going on the heavyweight fight of 2 glasses here for you all to try. I know which one's which.
So you barely poured them though. It's
I
like
know.
it's like
So
a
don't
half
drink
an
a
ounce.
lot. It's a quick one. But tell me which one you like better, and let's talk through them.
So I'm going to start with the Scotch for Dummies
It's a
6-year
warmer.
anniversary glass.
These are the contenders:
We don't know which one's in which, but you
Copper
do.
Fox and Monkey Shoulder. Right? Yes, correct.
Copper Dog.
Sorry, I think
Copper Fox is
That's-
No, that's
That's the old sawdust,
Go ahead,
right?
Sean.
Well, that's the
Start with,
peachwood.
Yeah.
You need a water. or
Yeah.
Yeah.
something? Yeah, you don't want
Peachwood.
peachwood.
Pretty light.
It's light on the nose. Nothing stands out. I mean, he's already hitting it.
I think
Was
Bob
that
and
quick?
Bob and Chris did the Copper Fox. That's why it was in my head.
Yeah. So the Bunnahabhain glass is much
Light,
much fruitier.
a little bit green, a little bit grassy, maybe.
There's not a whole lot on the palate either. I mean,
Oh,
it's
hey.
okay.
You see this?
No.
Mm.
Yeah, that nose is much better.
You know what that is,
It's
right?
got fruity,
Sweeter than the palate
malty.
is money. Yeah, this isn't fair.
Really?
Nope.
It's not
Yeah,
even close.
Nope.
I'm not a big fan of that one.
That one's tasty. Tastier of the 2.
Nope.
Neither one of them is like overly complex, right? But that one's got a little bit more going on than the first one.
I know.
And I
There's more
like the
vanillas and caramels and stuff
Yeah.
on
I like the sweeter,
that. The
fruitier.
Bunnahabhain glass.
Yep. That one's got some nice spice
Lemon.
notes to it.
Let's go some fruit notes.
Yeah, but it's
Saffron.
to me this is a lot more, not a
Yeah,
lot
so-
more
so-
complex, but more complex, and I like it better.
So when I noticed the Bunnahabhain glass, I got more
Much
vanillas
bigger
and caramels
bunch.
on it, and then when I tasted it, it has definitely
bigger
more
of a bunch.
caramels and maltiness and things. Whereas the the Scotch for Dummies 6-year glass,
I
it's
didn't realize it was
thinner.
still up there. Sorry.
Okay.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's the winner.
Chicken
So-
dinner, no problem.
So this is easy for you guys then. So you're saying this one is much better than this glass.
So the Bunnahabhain glass wins over the Scotch for Dummies 6. Okay,
Okay. Guesses which one's which?
I'm gonna guess Bunnahabhain is the monkey
Monkey
shoulder.
shoulder.
You all good?
Maybe, maybe
Yeah.
not.
But you've never had. You probably
I haven't had the Copper Dog, I don't
Yeah.
think.
or Copper Fox.
You got a big dog, a freaking monkey shoulder, though.
So
I do.
the answer
Dun, dun, dun.
So the Bunnahabhain glass is the
Correct.
monkey shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
So I was just a quick one because we talked about the Copper Dog actually
So was
surprised me.
this
I thought
that
it was
good
pretty
last
good.
week?
I thought
Yeah,
it
you
was
guys were
pretty
pretty
you
good.
high
didn't-
on
you
it.
didn't like it at all.
I didn't care for it. And
I don't think it's bad.
no, I'm not saying it. You know, I would pour it down the drain. I'm just saying it just didn't hit me right. And I'm glad you did this because there was, you know, I knew as soon as you pulled this up, I'm like, oh, he's putting me on a test because I talked a lot of trash about that Copper Dog, right? And I'm like, I could really be humbleized here. This could be the end. Down goes, you know.
Well, it's
But-
interesting because we think about when we drink whiskeys, we
No.
have these kind of
Okay,
thoughts.
so I got the naked in this glass, and it is much closer to the Copper Dog than it is monkey shoulder.
Yeah, I bet. Okay.
If you want to try it, you're welcome to try it. But that monkey shoulder is head and shoulders above Copper Dog and naked.
Although,
How- so how
although
do
it
I don't know.
lost
I got
the-
naked right here, and this is monkey shoulder.
I don't think Monkey Shoulder and Naked had a battle yet, right? Because Monkey
No,
Shoulder
they did
lost.
because monkey shoulder lost early.
Yeah.
See, I like the naked grouse.
I do too.
I did
It's a-
too,
it's a
but the
decent
monkey
brand.
shoulder.
I would pour this long before I pour that Copper Dog.
Yeah.
Really?
But it's
Yeah.
So you take the Copper Dog and compare it to the naked, and you think there's
Oh
a
yeah,
big
it's
difference.
creamy and
Mhm.
yeah.
well, they're all around $35, $40.
And then,
Oh, yeah.
and then compared to the monkey shoulder.
Readily available. I think the copper, just different preferences, right? More malt.
This to me is a sweeter, maltier dram.
What this one?
The monkey shoulder.
No, what
What about
describe the
that one?
differences between the
The
three?
copper dog, yeah. So if you can just, that's one thing we missed last week. Your palate on copper dog,
So
naked,
the-
and monkey.
The copper dog doesn't have a whole lot on the nose or the palate for me. Like
It's there.
it seems like a little watery and it's got some spice notes to it, but I'm just kind of like, man, it's okay. Like if I was
Warm
just
up.
trying to get a buzz on or something, I guess
Yep.
it's fine, or making a mixed drink. Whereas the monkey shoulder, I feel like has a little bit more sweetness and a lot more malt forward,
More body.
For
there.
sure.
you know.
Yeah.
And then the naked to me, like these are very comparable, but they're like different styles,
Sure.
right? So the naked
Correct.
grouse and the monkey shoulder just have different things going on. But I enjoy them both. Like to me, the monkey shoulder I think is a little bit sweeter.
What are vanillas?
Yeah. So, but I
agree.
mean, they're both really good. I like them both.
So when you
I got a lot of
compare,
vanilla on that
my
naked.
comparison was the copper dog with the naked. I think they're a closer style. I just think the copper dog maybe isn't as good with that style as the naked is, because I think the monkey shoulder has a much more creamier vanilla.
The
flavor.
irony
the malt
is
really
that they're
pulls through.
they're both blended malts.
Yeah, yeah, they're all-
Right.
yeah, they're all
Actually,
blended malt.
Naked, yeah,
Naked's
naked's
a-
blended malt
mhm.
too. Yeah. So I mean,
It's more sherry influence.
very much.
I feel like this almost feels like a blended scotch rather than a blended malt. I just don't get as much malt forward.
Yeah,
for-
correct.
You know what I
Pretty
mean?
good
agree with you
assumption on that. I guess what kind of got us last week was we had very low expectations of this, and Andrew and I actually were like, "Wow, this is
It
not
showed up.
bad.
It showed
It's
up.
not bad when you compare it to something like
Compared to
this
something like this,
or this. Well, yeah, like
That's
this
a lot of
compared to
grain.
that. and
Well,
that's
it's
grain.
somewhat
Let's be
grain
fair.
forward,
They're giving that stuff away in 1.75 liter bottles. Look
and
at that
for
thing.
$37.
It's
So yeah,
ridiculous.
All right,
So
so
just trying to find somebody to buy it.
so monkey shoulder obviously
Yep.
retains, and
Great.
it is what it is.
So that was
it
a free
cool.
fight, basically. That
That was a free one.
Yeah, that was definitely an undercard to undercard, right? That was the first fight of the 5 undercard rounds
Right, it's like
of the pre
some midget wrestling before we ever get to
Well,
the
that's
Gosh dang. They're called little people, man. What's
Let's
wrong with
call
little people
this-
wrestling?
Let's call that a warm up round. I don't know how you follow that.
Are those slap fights?
Okay.
I love that.
So,
Wham!
so there's only one big King of the Hill tonight.
King of the Hill.
Next bourbon, last one. Arran 10 has been
Decimated.
well, it's about ready to
It's
go.
been a champ
It's
for
good
it's a good bottle.
It is
for
good.
a few weeks, right?
Yeah.
Last bottle up, we actually put a vote to our patrons last couple of days, and we had 3 bottles to choose from. This was the winner of the 3
Yeah,
bottles.
so you're right. We did have a choice here because I went shopping and I didn't realize we were gonna have to wrap this up as quickly as we did because the season, the calendars, I think. So Loch Lomond 12, Arran 10. Tail of the tape. What do we got here? What do we know about Loch Lomond?
They make a bunch of different scotches at that distillery.
Right,
Yes, they do.
To me, Loch Lomond is the bourbon distillery of the Scotch world. And why I
It's
say
MGP.
that,
It's
yeah, they
MGP
make,
of the
there's a
Scotch.
lot of different brands that
Yeah.
go through that distillery. And that's not common in the Scotch world as much
No.
as it is in the bourbon
Or
world,
Irish.
right. Oh, yeah, good point. Irish do it quite
You
quite
go to
heavily, too.
Bushmills and you can try a bunch. You know?
Jameson's
Yeah,
cranking
right?
out
Like,
the Spots, the Middletons, the
yeah.
the Redbreast.
So I feel like, but I've enjoyed all the Loch Lomans that we've had. Like I think they do some unique stuff there, and they're kind of underappreciated. I feel like
Yeah.
they're not.
There's a Game of
Yeah.
Thrones Loch Lomond too, isn't there?
I think there is.
Yeah.
There
I
might
think
be.
there was one.
Yeah, there might be.
I know
think
this,
of
so
Royal
there's
Lochnagar. I think you might
Where-
be. I
okay,
think
Yeah.
maybe that's what it is.
Royal Loch-
Yeah.
Um, the
Nice.
common theme that I've heard a few different
Is it?
people say about Loch
Hmm.
Lomond is that they don't really start making good stuff until you get into their 18s and older. I heard somebody on our pre-show, I won't call you out for the comment, but I kind of appreciated it because you're not the first person to say that. But I also heard someone on the pre-show that said they really, really liked the young 12, you know?
I think if it's a good quality distillery that's putting out good whiskey anyway, you're going to get good stuff compared to other similar age ranges and maturation.
So if I'm honestly, I believe our introduction Loch Lomond, if I'm remembering correctly, Mike Highfield bought us a Loch
Yep.
Lomond, and I don't.
Oh,
Was it an
yeah.
18?
I think it was an 18.
I think it was a purple box. I
It
think
was.
it was an 18, and that was the first time we'd
And it was
ever
good.
had a Loch
Yeah,
Lomond. Right.
We
Right.
reviewed that and everything.
The
It was
patrons in the
tasty.
pre-show said the 18 was one of the
Yep.
better ones.
That was our introduction. Now, similarly, let's give the tail of the tape on this. What do you got here, Sean? I can't
It's-
read that.
So it's 46% ABV, non-chill filter. They
There
don't
you
talk
go.
about color.
They don't talk about color, but 46 non-chill is accepted.
It's perfectly balanced.
Well, there you have that.
Well, then
It
what
says so.
more do you need?
I don't even
It
know
says
It's
so.
already a
that
winner
means.
then.
They should give it a 4 right there.
So 46% ABV. What was the price point?
I don't know.
It's on the receipt, which is in one of these boxes.
They're generally pretty.
Yeah, they're
reasonable.
affordable. 12 years old. I'm going to say coloring, but since they don't mention
It's,
it.
it's
Pull
definitely
it open
darker.
on Total Wine. Drew's got this. So Loch Lomond 12, 46% ABV, going against the current king of the hill of this category, which is the ex-bourbon category, which is
$49.99.
49. So $50 for Loch Lomond 12. The Arran 10 is
It's
the
pretty cheap.
current king, and
More than
Damn, is it good.
$50.
Yeah, I think
um,
it's closer to like
I think to me
80
this
or
one
so.
is a surprise for me because I
know.
really don't have a lot of Arans on my bar.
No,
I-
but
I-
they make good whiskeys. 46% ABV, non-chill filtered, natural color, which it's definitely lighter
65.
than the Loch Lomond. So they may be putting a wee bit of the 150.
Sure.
So the
2
Arran
years
is also
younger.
$65 versus 50. So
So-
15. Not bad.
So $15
10
more,
year versus
2
the
years
12.
younger, same ABV.
that's really
This is
interesting.
definitely darker. I mean, obvious.
So
It's kinda caramel
let's
color.
get some perceptions here. To
Wonder
me, Arran seems is appearing to come into the ring a more refined, well-off fighter. Where Loch Lomond's
Confident.
coming in a little bit more of a scrappier, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
All right, man.
I'd say that.
He's got a lot of brothers and sisters in the come from the distillery. He's got something to prove.
Fight for a while.
All right, so head goes to the Aquavite coin, which is on the gold.
What is heads?
It is tails, so we start with the blue.
Starting
Right
with
then, I
blue.
go in.
All right.
These guys are white. Huh?
Starting with the blue glass. Don't know what it is. Pre-poured 30 to 45 minutes before the show started. We're going to go around. We're going to do nosings. We're going to do pallets. We're going to put water on it, do nosings and pallets, and then we'll score them and pick a winner. Technically, I pre-poured them,
No.
so my vote doesn't count, even though I don't remember which one's in which glass.
So it's pretty light in the nose. I had to really dig in there. I got a little bit of cream, a little bit of lemon zest, and
No.
not a whole lot that I pulled out right away.
It's like a sugary, like cotton candy kind of nose, but it's got some lemon and like citrusy stuff going on. But yeah, very, very light nose.
Mhm. Not much coming through.
But nice. Just like you got to dig for it though. A little
Well,
bit.
if you poured this and put it in my nose right out of the gate, now there's a lot more in there than we normally pour, but I've been like, not much. What is this? You know, it's very light. It doesn't
Okay.
punch you in the face really anything. It's very
Nothing
subtle.
particularly interesting. It doesn't stand out.
Yes, it was light. I went back in there pretty hard and heavy to try to pull something out of it, and I got like a dried red fruit, like a really dried red fruit. It's something
Like
that
you're making potpourri.
Yeah. I mean, what do you call those dehumidifier machines that you
Yeah, it's not like you're gonna eat it. It's like super dry. now.
yeah,
I
that's
got you.
exactly
I
what
can
I
get some
smell.
cranberry on there. Yeah.
So both 46.
Like you're making potpourri. Exactly.
I don't know what you're doing.
That's
That was a big
Gonna
thing
smoke
in the
it.
80s. Remember
So-
that? Every
so-
house smelled like it.
You know, and I characterize that as tight. It feels like
Sawdust.
there's something there, but it just
okay.
I feel like as it goes around, some of these, like as we nose them a couple times,
'Cause they
move
around.
change, and
They
then we
completely
start
change.
sipping, and you get
Yeah,
a lot
I mean,
more out of the glass.
Sawdust. I have some black cherries now in the nose I didn't have before. Okay, I'm going in.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah,
He said, I'm going in.
I like the commitment. It's still very soft.
Gregor's snuck in here.
Very nice.
Sadly, Loch Lomond
Top-
12
top.
does use E150A, but things are improving steadily at that distillery, says Donner. So good to know.
So what do
Very
you see?
very creamy. honey, cream, marshmallow, a little bit of maybe nuttiness, pistachio, or something else.
So like totally
Honey,
bourbon barrel.
like I just imagine like a marshmallow with honey poured on it, kind of.
Yep.
And it's
I-
fairly sweet.
I get the citrus still too. I get some lemon on there
Yeah.
all the way through. But it's like just a hint of it, and it's just kind of hanging out with the cream, and it's very nice.
So
That's pretty good.
there are some whiskeys that are, and this isn't quite there, but are edgy, or like you ever heard, or you had the experience where you drink a whiskey and it's got like a champagne feeling in your mouth?
yeah.
Yep, like
I-
effervescent.
Yeah. So Roy just picked he actually had a bottle made, and I saw him online somewhere, and they were describing that bottle doing it. There's a very sharpness on your tongue and in your palate. You're like,
Yep.
Your
what in the
cheeks
world?
too, right?
Yeah, not quite Pop Rocks, but getting
Yeah.
there, really
Yeah.
close to it. And I actually got a little bit of a strawberry note, like a soft strawberry note. So that was quite interesting to me.
Yeah,
I can
this-
see that cheesecake.
This
maybe.
reminds me of a bourbon barrel finished Highland. It's got kind of some of the floral sweetness notes. There's very little oak influence. Of course, no peat, no heavy sherry, no rich dried fruits. It's just this kind of light, sweet whiskey, which is kind of unique. I mean, you can get that everywhere. So we start on the blue. Oh,
We started with blue.
Yeah,
Second
we're
time.
still on blue going around.
oh, we're going.
I actually really late in the finish, I had sort of a banana note coming up.
Yeah, I can see that.
So this is actually a pretty fun glass so far.
It really
I like
evolved into an oaky finish now that did not have that before, like super oaky.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oaky?
I just got all the nice sweet.
No.
I get some oak on the back finish now that I
good.
didn't get before, but I really like the creaminess of it. And
It's pretty well rounded, I would say.
I would agree with Andrew that it's almost, it's got that Highland characteristic of like floral and sweet, but it's creamier than some of those and a little more full bodied, I would say.
I think it's a good representation of ex-bourbon.
It's really good.
It's a very enjoyable glass.
I'll add water.
I'm anxious to see what the other one shows me, because then obviously my brain will probably start putting which one's which, even though that's
Try
not
not
the
to.
point.
Are you looking for potpourri?
Not looking for potpourri.
Okay.
It may come for you.
Big difference in those.
We'll roll it and smoke.
Huge difference in those.
Okay.
This has a bouquet.
A bouquet.
A bouquet.
Like Coors. The Coors.
No,
the,
not
the
banquet.
banquet.
A
So-
bouquet.
Gregor says he's got a face for radio and hair for the runways. You mean like airport runways? You put that much stuff in there
I mean,
that
it
it's
does
not
kind of look
moving?
like it's blown back like that. The
That
airport.
reminds me a lot of Naked. It's got a lot of sherry in the nose, I
Oh.
believe it. Like honey sherry and
Really?
Mhm. It's kind of my one thought though right now. I'm not getting anything else.
It's
really.
got a little bit of a funk to it.
Oh, I like funk.
He likes funk.
Like
Mm.
Old Barrel.
I mean, you can tell by looking
Okay.
at me that I'm.
You know what I mean?
That could be Oloroso.
Written all over your face,
Does it have
man.
Oloroso?
Yeah, I have funk written all over
That
my
glass
face.
is fuller than I thought.
We
I mean, it's good, but it's got like compared to the other one was all sweet and just kind of light, and this one's got a little bit more heavy
Hmm.
nose to it.
I think it's
Um,
maltier.
Better
would you say right out of the gate ex-bourbon? I would. I would say blend or sherry right at the gate.
I wouldn't say sherry.
I
could see
definitely
you-
wouldn't say sherry.
I can see you stumble in the blend.
Yeah,
But
but
No.
Oh,
but I
No.
think that I might say ex-bourbon just because I feel like there's nothing else kind of getting in the way of the whiskey.
I'm getting some leather.
You know what I
in
mean? Like I'm not getting
You are getting leather on
Like
that?
getting
wine
leather.
finish or sherry or peat or anything like that. It's just kind of, it's an interesting glass.
See, I'm getting leatheriness on it.
I feel like I need to
I
go in
can-
and taste it to really give it my.
Oh my gosh, I haven't seen this guy on yet. Look at this. I want to say hi to this guy. I love your
Holy moly,
videos, dude.
Yes,
You're-
top quality
You're
production
my favorite
level.
whiskey YouTuber. calling you out. Great stuff, brother.
We're not worthy.
Great stuff.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
very
a
good
nice
production.
whiskey.
If you guys
From a-
aren't following First Fill Whiskey, go do it.
Go do it.
From a film editor to another editor, I appreciate your stuff. I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing. Yeah, I mean, okay, hold on.
Getting something?
Well, cement. Like I don't know what that was.
Cement?
Like
That's not a compliment, I don't think.
It
Smells
depends
like a
on if
No,
construction
maybe
site.
he's
So,
Or
so any pumpkin spice or anything?
no, no.
Pumpkin spice.
You never know. You never know.
I don't know how to describe it, but I smell when you mix cement, like that smell.
The lime. the
Maybe,
peach.
maybe, yeah.
Mhm.
All right, I'm going to.
Go.
Stay on target.
Gregor says he got a new man crush, which that's fair. It's true. All right. What do you taste? Is it hot? Looks hot.
Right out the gate, super sherry sweet up front, but then it's just pepper.
Pepper.
Now it's starting to evolve into lemon.
Maltiness in it?
No malt.
Wow.
More. It's still peppery. Maybe a little bit of wood.
Okay.
It's
Sean, what do you
it's
get?
not bad. It's completely different.
Completely different.
Yeah, it doesn't have any of the like floral characteristics. I'm not getting the honey.
Yep.
The sweetness is more of like a deep caramel richness to it. I did get the little bit of pepper. I didn't really get a whole lot of malt. It's got a decent finish to it though. Like it goes on for a while. It feels a little more full bodied, I think, than the other one.
Okay.
Full bodied, really.
What do you
Just
say?
more like mouth coating, and
He's
the
got-
finish is lasting a little
I think
longer.
water.
Man,
Mark's got a
That's-
commentary.
That's pretty fun. That's pretty good glass. I'm telling you, there's a lot going there. It's a much more for palate.
Well, I
There's
mean, funk
actually,
of those.
I got a really solid bubblegum flavor coming through the mid palate. It's a little heavier, maybe not as malty as I wanted it to be. Maybe it's because I heard neither of them said they had got malt. I gotta be honest, man. This is
I
an
got a little,
even card right now for me. I can't.
It's what?
An even card.
Oh.
Yeah, they're just different styles, but they're both good.
They're
Like I would
both
drink
presenting
these
well.
are absolutely
Different
both glasses.
Damn, so here's what I think right now, if I had to talk through what I think about my halftime score, right? Instead of I can't pick which one I like better, so I'm going through my mind trying to find a fault in one of them that I don't like. You know what I mean?
Right.
So instead of saying I like this one better than the other one, I'm trying to find I don't like this one as much as I got to find the chink in the armor. Basically, I don't know where else to go here.
Plum wine is coming to my mind right now with that.
So I'm getting all sorts of funkiness on that. I mean, it's almost it's
Funky?
not a Campbelltown,
No.
but
No.
there's a unique flavor to that is
Sourness, maybe, or
maybe, but it's almost like there's some sweat sock, in there.
it's like rock fruit or something weird going on with it.
Rock fruit. I don't know. Rock fruit.
Like maybe
It's yeah, I'll agree with you, Andrew. It's not funk like Campbelltown, but I even smelled it on the initial nosing
Mhm.
that it's got like Old Barrel or like something that's just like a little bit tangy about it.
That's why I like you being here.
Like a citric acid kind of thing also on the palate that's kind of
yeah, he's
like
right.
tingling your
See,
tongue a little bit. And
Citric
and-
acid, I think, is more like tart, like sour.
I think the
but
old
this is
barrel
not
thing
that.
though.
But
is
I
right
get a
on
little
money.
bit of that.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah.
So Green Valley,
Water on that. I don't know what you.
Oh,
I,
yeah.
I appreciate the agreement, but I don't know if we know what we're talking about because we don't know which one's Loch Lomond. And Donner Pass says that Loch Lomond to him is got a funk. So trying to zero in on maybe which one's which.
But I'm enjoying both
Okay.
of them.
I know.
Time out. Let's talk about what we just tasted. Ex bourbon. Mark, go. Ex
So
bourbon.
Eric has a good comment.
Now I want to read it.
No,
Ex bourbon, honestly, they both fit the category. I'll give them that. I don't think either one of these fall outside
No,
of
not
the
sure.
yeah, they don't. They're inside. They belong here. I appreciate both of them. I'm enjoying both of them. There is a difference between the two, as far as the mouthfeel and the second one, which was gold.
Yeah.
It seemed like there was more to it. It was a bigger, bolder Scotch, if you will. But the blue had a really interesting first punch up front, and I like the way it felt in my mouth. But I gotta be honest, while you guys were talking, I was thinking of the late finish on that second one, gold. I know you guys are gonna think this is absolutely crazy, and it probably is stupid to say. At the late finish, I got like a steak finish, like after I've taken a bite
No,
of
I know what you're talking
steak,
about.
Totally understand
right?
that.
And I've chewed it up, I've swallowed it, and I'm sitting here talking to you guys. I'm like, man, I'm eating steak.
Like that
Love it.
iron.
Yeah, hemoglobin.
It
tastes like
Is that-
blood.
Like blood.
Is that
Yeah,
bad to
vampire.
say? I don't know.
A vampire.
But that's the thought that came into my mind while you guys were all
It
talking.
does. That would be great. That would Graham would be great.
That's a great. I love that actually, because there's nothing better than a great steak. Like
Yep.
I was thinking about, New
Right.
York a few weeks ago. I mean, how good were those steaks? Like that charring,
Yeah, that's true.
irons, whatever. So that I see your point there, but I mean, overall, so which one's your favorite?
I don't have one.
Even.
I really am. I
Even?
really can't
No,
pick
it's
a
not
winner
even.
here.
Not
man.
not even
Good,
Andrew.
good. Talk to me.
So for my flavor profile, I'm not interested in the like really sweet Highlands, the cotton candy and the ethereal. That doesn't hit my palate. So the gold glass has much more funk, more body, more flavor to it that really hits my palate better.
Okay,
That's fair.
So I will tell you though that the blue has if you're interested in that flavor profile, it's great, but that's not my profile.
Yeah, I'm 100% with Andrew on this one.
Okay.
I think they're both interesting. I think I like the safety net of what gold brings me in the next bourbon category. I think the purple has something going on with it, but I don't know. It's just I think I'm going reversed. Which one was the first one?
Blue
I got
is super
reversed.
sweet. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the first one better than the gold. actually.
Oh, you do.
Ooh,
So you're like
now
a
it's
super
getting interesting.
Yes, I'm with you. I'm looking for the chink in the armor because to me, ex-bourbon is the distillery itself, right?
Yes.
Like there is no sherry, there's no peat, there's no wine cask finish. Like what you're
What was
getting
the distillate?
is the
What
distillate
they made.
and
Mostly, yeah.
maybe a little bit of vanillas and a little bit of stuff that it's pulling out of the cask, but for the most part, it's the distillate itself that you're kind of able to talk about, which these two are both very good, but they are different. So I think the water is going to be telling because if
I hope.
Oh,
the
yeah,
blue
here we go.
glass
So
kind
look,
of
here's a good comment from Wheelhouse here. Loch Lomond 12 is triple matured bourbon refilled bourbon recharred barrel.
Yeah. So, but is it?
Okay.
I don't know if it's triple mature. So not sequentially triple
Save
mature.
for goodness. Yeah. Okay. Sure. All right. Let's go back in. So
All right.
I think
Blue, go
I think
Blues.
water.
So has water been put on both?
Yes.
Yep.
I think
All
water's
right.
going to be a game changer.
Both.
Yep.
All right. So
So we
kick
started
off
with
the
purple,
second.
right?
Kick
Yep.
off the second
And
half.
we're going to see if the sweet one can handle the water
Yep.
because that's what I'm worried about with that one. If it loses a bunch of,
I don't think it will.
well, it's either going to do that or it's going to blossom.
I think
right?
I think it's going to open
I
up.
got
And
roses.
then the other one, I'm kind of also curious because to me, it's got some unique characteristics, and I think if the water takes some of those away, it may get unbalanced and a little unhinged.
So I'm gonna give you a preview. The gold is money with the water. Some of those.
So
I
what's
taste it.
that?
Someone's
so let's go.
skipping on ahead. Hey, let me give you guys a little, disclaimer. Good news for me. My vote doesn't count because I poured them, so I don't have to.
Do you
I-
remember?
it doesn't matter. My
does.
vote doesn't
All
count
right.
because I'm stuck, man. Right now, I don't know which one I like
That's
better.
delicious. Holy cow. That opened up. The
Ooh.
palate went from this to this. Like it just stretched open. Those caramels, those marshmallows, those honey, the sweetness factor, it
So
just
super
stretched
sweet.
out. It's stretched
It's like-
out and
it's like
blended more.
drinking
Have you-
candy.
Have you been to like a bougie reception where they had a s'mores bar?
Yeah.
And you
Yes.
would put like all the crazy stuff on it, right?
Yeah.
So
A
to me,
bougie.
that's what this is,
bougie.
right? It's got the graham cracker,
Ooh.
it's got like dark chocolate,
Graham
it's got
cracker. That's
toasted
it.
marshmallows, it's got all kinds of
Chocolate
like
covered
you rolled it in
cherries.
like
No
spices and
chocolate.
stuff.
There's no chocolate.
I
Maybe
got it.
maybe you put a little bit of that like
It's
dark
there.
cherry syrup on top of it. Like it's got a lot of good stuff.
Man.
It
going on.
does. This is a good dram, boys.
There's still cherries left on my tongue. It's good.
Water definitely improved it, I think.
It's good.
Yeah, I think the water brought down the like sickly sweetness of it. You get more into the flavor. I would say like dark cherries, dark chocolate. Some of those flavors come out more, and I like that.
Uh-oh.
right,
Uh-oh.
all right.
Uh-oh.
Little palate cleanse.
Let's take it. Yep, this is the final round, man.
Andrew's thinking really hard back there now.
I don't think it'll be a challenge, but that definitely, the blue definitely improved with white. Yeah.
All right, man.
Aspirin.
Yeah.
You got it?
Water.
You're feeling better now. You're ready to rock and roll.
That's a good nose.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Yeah, the nose kicks in the butt.
All right.
Nose was good.
I can't argue with you on that one.
The nose of the gold kicks in
But the nose was good the first time.
Yeah.
I think on the nose round, gold won.
Yep, for sure. On the first round.
Yeah.
After water, I'd still think gold.
It's
still think gold?
so on the palate,
Uh-oh.
not quite as bold as
What?
it was before.
Okay.
It's still good.
All
It's
right.
still got a lot of the characteristics. And I wouldn't say that it's lost anything per se, but it's just kind of dilute.
You know,
Right? Like
and
it
it
took all of
changed.
that and it's still kind of there, but it's just not as strong quite as it was before, not quite as powerful, not quite as mouth coating as it was before.
we get dinged a lot on our older reviews, especially about adding water and it affecting
Oh,
the
to
score.
this day.
It still happens, but I don't think it's so much as that we go first round wins. It's kind of a balance.
Yep.
So I know you, when you're thinking of this, you're balancing that
Mhm.
watered thought.
Well,
Okay.
especially when, I drink neat. If I'm having a dram, most of the time I'm just pouring it in a glass and having it. But there have been whiskeys, even like super light Highlands, that we were like, well, water's going to destroy this, that I can vividly remember just flat out like, I
What?
have
Holy
no
shit,
idea where
right.
this was coming from, right? And there's a lot of people out there that drink their whiskey on a rock or with a little bit of water. And
Or
that's
straight up.
That's fine too. And to me, the fact that we put water on it, we do it neat and with water, lets us kind of evaluate the whiskey on the whole.
I
on the
agree.
merits, right?
There are whiskeys now. I've been doing this long enough to where I pour them and I know right off the bat before I even take a sip. I know I need about 5 or 6 or a
Yep.
cap full. I'm
This
just
is
gonna.
tough.
That's how I'm gonna want this. I
Yep.
know it needs it, especially with my SMWS. I'm coming in at 69% ABV. I need to tame that beast a little bit.
This is a tougher fight than I thought it was going to be. I honestly really did. I thought it was going to be pretty obvious, but I'll tell you right now,
Can I do a nose here?
Yeah. the gold nose is like a caramel sundae.
I'm having
Right
a
out
real
the
hard
gate.
time with this.
So the gold is almost is peated. I mean, it's got this underlying base flavor that it's just
This is
I can't
really
deny
close.
it.
This is close.
no, it's not at all to me. With my flavor preference, this is not even close.
I know you like the gold.
I will say both whiskeys are good in their own category, but that super sweet whiskey is not my
well, we know
flavor.
Arran 10's a phenomenal whiskey. We've proven that
Well, I mean,
already.
it's been through several.
And I think we named it last year. So, but this Loch Lomond obviously is playing right now. Kudos so far.
It's fine.
Kudos so far.
Yeah. I tell
Yeah.
you what, the bell will ring and Loch Lomond's going back to its corner to see who
It'll fight
picks a
again.
winner.
Yeah.
Right. It's not
All right.
getting knocked out.
You guys,
Well,
go ahead,
Andrew,
go.
I know you're already done.
Yeah, we know what you went.
So I'll go ahead and call it because I'll start because gold has this underlying like I hesitate to say peatiness, but because they're not supposedly peated, but it's got this funk, this body that really draws me into it, and it's like one of those ones I want to sip it, I want to let it finish, and I want to sit there and enjoy it. Whereas the blue glass is sweet, and that's not my wheelhouse. It's a sweet whiskey. It's great for that. There's nothing off-putting about it. But for me tonight, gold is my wheelhouse.
Mm.
He's not
I'll
ready.
go.
You're not
So
ready?
my vote doesn't count for anything
All
if
right.
you want. I mean, unless you're
Yeah, knock
ready.
yourself out.
Okay.
All right, no vote.
Mhm.
What's up?
I'm going opposite of Andrew.
You're wrong.
Flipping the quarter. Nope. I'm going exactly. I mean, so first let me preface it.
Yep.
It's so close that it's almost splitting hairs for me. If I had to score this like a boxing match, I would say it was even 9-9 first round, 9-9 second round. Third round, I would go 10-9, blue over gold. Fourth round, 9-9. That's I really do think this
What?
is interesting. Very interesting Close. I think you're right on a lot of your notes. I do agree that the blues it's got a sweeter note to it. I think it's just, to me, gold. If I've got to find the chink in the armor, and I said this in the very beginning, that's how I got to
It's so
find
hard.
it.
I keep
It's
going back and
tough.
forth.
It was, to me, gold's on the nose and the palate, especially with the water, was just a wee bit more bland than gold, than blue, and that's it.
So blue is your,
So I'm picking blue,
Did you
but
have-
my,
but you're gold, right?
I'm
Make
gold.
sure.
Did you have
Doesn't
like
matter.
chili spices like earlier today, or
doesn't matter. My vote doesn't matter, man. Don't take it personal. You're wrong. It's okay.
You still figuring this out? All right.
I love
I'll go.
All
I'll
right.
go. So I'm going to agree with Mark, and it is super close.
it. Those two are wrong
Like,
too.
and
Must be
I
a front
really like. I've been sitting here really trying to debate it. The only thing that I would say is, like, neat. They were even. They were different styles completely.
Sure.
But I liked them both for what they were, and I didn't find any fault with either one. Neat. With water, and I think that this is the part that just kind of, when we do the water, it kind of shows not really flaws, but just differences in the whiskey,
Yeah,
right? Like how they're put
It
together.
does show the flaw.
And
yeah.
I don't even think that it's a flaw necessarily.
Yeah.
Like we put water on both of these. I think that the blue glass kind of it blossomed into its own, and I got a little bit more out of it. The nose was a little more exciting, and the palate was definitely a little bit better. The yellow, the nose was really good with the water, but I just thought the palate just didn't quite live up to it. So, and I enjoy the sweet and the funky, but tonight I'm going to go with the sweet. All right,
wow,
Drew,
there's a lot of
you're the
indecisiveness.
decider.
I'm watching these comments.
That's
Everybody's.
so funny.
We've got a fight going on in the chat, right?
I
Everybody-
love that.
this
A
is-
lot of people think different things. I have no idea. I honestly have no clue which is which.
I don't remember.
I will agree with both of you guys at least to say this is a hell of a close fight.
It's a brawl.
It's a
man.
really good brawl, and I'm super shocked this guy brought it. I really am. I didn't think it
Good
would have
for
a
that,
chance.
though.
Good for that.
Well,
Good for
that's
that.
why I probably got so many votes. Right?
Yeah.
Right, it's true. That's true.
That brings
Because we've
Our
I've never had
patrons
it.
know a little bit about something.
Right?
It's true.
We're just
Um,
dummies, man.
We're just the dummies.
I will say on the nose, I think gold had the better nose out of both of them, period, with water and without.
Okay.
I'm struggling, and I'm still struggling on the palate. I think neat, I enjoy we call this purple, blue.
Whatever.
Blue, I enjoy blue better on the bourbon side of the house. Whereas gold, I felt like it was just almost saccharine a little bit, almost a little too sweet, but it was still very, very good. With water, I think that's where blue shined. I feel like it held its own, didn't have any problems whatsoever.
Sure.
And I think gold kind of hurt a little bit, still there, but that saccharine, I think, almost kind of the fake sugar, if you will, kind of came through. I'm also going blue on this one, by a hair.
By a hair.
By a hair.
I have no idea who's what, when, where, why.
I hate.
Let's see.
This is gonna
So
be.
blue is.
Wait a minute, gosh, calm down.
I'm just giving the glass.
Okay.
The glass, and it's not the bottle. So.
Okay.
So the blue glass is the blue sticker. That's all I can say. So
There you go.
Aaron.
There you go.
by a nose.
Wow.
And Andrew says, I'm taking the bottle of Loch Lomond home.
I'll take that home. I'll take
mean-
that. That's like a decanter bottle. I'll
I'm
drink
not gonna
that
lie.
every day.
I'm
It's
gonna
good.
pour- I'm gonna
It's
pour
like
a
what you
glass
said.
of
It's
Loch
like
Lomond
50
right now.
bucks. That's
Yeah.
a good dram for
Me too.
50 bucks.
I for a 12-year-old, I think it really brought its game. I think it showed up ready to fight.
Dude.
And I think Arran needs to be thankful it's going home a winner right
Yeah.
now because
Because it could have easily gone the other
So
way.
nice.
This underdog of Loch Lomond 12 said, "Don't underestimate me."
No, I
So-
love that.
before I forget, I've got to say kudos to the patrons on Discord that said Loch Lomond. We had
So
3 or 4 different
good.
bottles to pick from. Glen Kinchy. We had just gone shopping, and so we were like, "Hey, here's what's out there. What do you guys want to see get into this last fight?" Damn, that was fun.
Yep.
Really,
A lot closer than I thought it was going to be.
Same
To be
here.
honest with you.
Oh,
Dude,
that's,
I will
thanks,
drink
Chad.
this. I will take that bottle home because that
It's
is
been a good fight.
great whiskey.
It was a good fight. We were neither one of these drams were pulling punches. They came out swinging.
I'm telling you, it's a damn good dram. I'm not regretting my vote because that didn't matter anyway.
should regret it.
But it's tight. It's a fight.
It has the initial pour straight, right? I would say right in line with Naked. Like it's kind of has that saccharine sugar.
There's a
smell
lot of
to it.
sweetness in there.
It's good.
Mm.
But this one, I feel like just came through like I'm a Highland ex-bourbon.
So do you
Eat me
think
up.
that the like funkiness of this is the cuts or like their water source? Like, because it does have a little bit of a tangy quality. It's not like Campbelltown funk,
Yeah.
but it's
No,
got a tanginess to
But
it.
I
It's
do
probably
believe
the
the
cut.
location is southwestern Scotland. So
Yep.
it's like north of Campbelltown, but it's that part of Scotland. So I mean, if that has anything to do with it, and the water source is Loch Lomond, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, so the barreling is they do a lot more with the barrels than maybe the Arran does. And I would say this is probably a fair amount of cut because you've got some fairly strong flavors in there. And those strong flavors from the distillate, you know, if you cut too far on the backside, you get into baby vomit and it's a careful cut on the backside before you get flavors that
That's
are
not
good.
true. You can't take well.
the only
No.
way you can taste E150 times when you pour a ton of it in a
ton
glass
of
of
it.
water.
We've done a show on that, but wow, kudos to Loch Lomond.
Right.
Wow.
It's good. That's a really good bottle.
You know what? What's exciting is it's kind of a great way to
It
close
was
it
a
out.
good fight.
I will take that.
It wasn't easy.
Absolutely. That's
Awesome way to
worth it.
close out the categories. All right, look, we've got 4 kings. We have 4 champs of their individual categories. Now, each one of them are going to have to stand toe to toe against a returning number 1 contender. Maybe had held the
Yeah.
belt at one time in that
Right.
category.
Probably
So-
did.
Probably did.
So the current King of the Hills, as of right now, is still the same, right? Because nothing has changed because
Correct.
Aaron 10-1.
Right.
So in the sherry category, the Glenrothes 12-year-old is the current king.
What?
Yep.
In the peated category, which is a shocker, this is gonna be a good battle because Peat Monster is the current king, which is technically a blend, but it's a beast.
Yeah.
It's
of
a
peat.
monster.
It's
You're
a
right.
monster.
It's a beast of a peat. Right.
Great bottle. I'm telling you right now, Lecheg or maybe a Buna is going to come back.
Oh, that's going to be a hell of a
It's
category.
going to be a
boys.
serious fight.
Yeah,
Man.
so this is partially by design, partially by the we're
Accidente?
trying to keep the prices are about the same, but
Trying.
12-year-old non-age, 10-year-old non-age. These are young whiskeys. These are whiskeys you can get anywhere. These are
Right.
whiskeys
Well, that's
that
a good thing. In
yeah,
general.
that's the point. You can get great whiskeys
That's true.
at a decent rate in most liquor stores, or if not locally available, you can have them shipped to you because these are
I'll
These
try to
should
go buy
be-
a bottle of both of these.
Yeah,
They should be on your bar.
totalwine.com or whatever other whiskey.
Yeah, so Aaron 10, obviously, current winner,
Ex-bourbon.
ex-bourbon,
Yep.
and then the blended is Naked, who he's referring to. So
Yep.
12-year-old, Peat Monster non-age, Aaron 10, Naked non-age.
So these 4 are going to have to fight against a return contender in their category that you all are going to vote on. And then after we've got those winners, we will have 4 kings
Holy cow.
that will go against each other to pick the bottle of the year. It will be interesting because you just saw those are some, and we all know who's held the battle, who's held the title.
Yep.
That Lecheg
There-
10.
there's going to be some mean cats walking into the
Glenmo
ring.
is not walking away. Glenmo's coming back. I mean, that Lasanta held it for
Holy
like
shit.
6 fights. I
Yep.
mean, that's just.
Look at that.
What's going on?
So we're
here?
going to do,
That's deep.
we got
Holy
a
cow.
couple super chats. We're
What
gonna,
the hell is D?
Clear
we
it.
got
Glasses,
3
guys.
super chats, maybe 4,
Clear-
3 or 4 coming. So
clear
thank
glasses.
you, D. God, you know what? It was so awesome seeing her in person.
I know. I
wish we
actually
had more
got to.
time.
I literally got to see her in person. I got to hug Dee, and it was wonderful. I was like,
Great person.
there she was, right?
The beauty
How many
is
years?
the picture that she's got in her image. It's what she is.
Yeah.
and
She's
the-
just as beautiful as that picture.
and her
Absolutely.
her comments. That's her.
So
Yep.
we've got around 10 minutes left.
So you gotta rinse this,
And
guys. Rinse your
we're going to
glasses.
do a little celebratory bottle for a
Yeah.
King of the Hill series finale in a sense. Because, boys, this is, I looked at the math. I think we're close. I'm just throwing this out there. I don't remember what it was, like close to 35 to 40 bottles.
It's a lot.
It's a lot,
Yeah.
right? So, are you guys okay to drink this tonight?
Well,
mean,
twist
you
one
want to?
arm. I don't
Cam,
know.
whatever, I don't know if I want
Pull
to
us
drink
up on
Cam
the,
here tonight.
Let's pull this one up on the dram cam.
Cam to
Is
18.
that your Wayne's World?
What the
Close
hell?
enough, man.
That is going to be epic.
Who
I
has
can't wait
that?
to-
So
Who has those?
Talk to me, Mark.
let's talk about so first of all, before we say who sent this to us, let's talk a little bit about his profile because I think we all know
Big
his
shares.
profile, right?
Big
I mean,
sherry.
the patron that sent us this bottle is the Sherry Bomber, right? I mean, we've watched him purchase and drink and share sherry bombs for the past 4 or 5 years.
Yep.
That's his
Where's your glass,
MO. Ed Radauer straight from the cask is probably a regular for him, right? He sends us this bottle and once we got it and we knew where it came from, I mean, I know what to expect, but Wheelhouse Whiskey has been to Indianapolis a few times. We've met his wife. I think we got to meet one of his kids because I think he didn't have
Yeah,
the
yeah,
other
you
Don't
one.
have the other one.
It was still a baby and a bassinet at the time.
Yeah.
It's a Highland Park,
baby.
right?
But he's been with us for a long time, and so when you get a sherry bomb from him, you gotta enjoy it.
So he's also an OG, like OG. Like
Been with
back
us
in
for
the day.
7 years, yeah.
Wow.
So this is his MO though, right? And he sent us this basically just to say, thank you and a celebrate, something that he wanted us to enjoy, right? And I know he's already killed at least one bottle of this, and he might have another one. I hope he does. I know that's how he does things. But
good Lord.
this, when you drink this, it makes you think of him. So
26.8.
Yeah, when I see Tamdu and shariness, I think of Wheelhouse Whiskey. This is like his calling, right? So thank you.
So this is Oloroso. This is, old leather. This
It smells
is
so much bigger than 40s.
but so
it's
let's talk a little
46
bit-
point some percent ABV. It has this rich, like deep,
Let's talk about Tamdu though. So
Thank you, Stephen.
Yes,
and then
Stephen.
also thank you,
Whiskey the Gathering. Personally, I think adding water should be able to help the score, but not bring it down. If water doesn't help you, just won't add water the next time.
yes,
That's true.
correct.
Absolutely.
Sure. The only thing I want to make a comment about watering is, look, when you submit a whiskey for official competitions, they water it down. I mean, they
Yes,
don't
they
put a
do.
couple
Like
drops on it.
super
They
low
water
ABV.
it down to like 28%.
20%. 20%
20%.
ABV. Yeah.
So I don't want to hear anybody beat me up for putting a few drops on it, but I hear you and I agree with you that the beauty of it is I think everyone should.
It's your own personal taste.
But if it's your first time with a whiskey, go on, play with it. See what you come up with, right?
True enough.
I think
I mean,
at the
true
end of the
enough.
day, it's all about water. Does it affect the whiskey? 100%.
So
Absolutely.
there's a guy I know that does his whiskey straight up. So that means you pour the whiskey with ice in a shaker, and you shake it up, you strain it into a glass. So you get a little bit of water, you get a little bit of cool, and that's the way he likes his whiskey. And is that wrong? No. It's a different way to do it. And especially as it sits in your glass, it's gonna warm back up, but you got a little bit of water on it. I mean, it's like
You're
what are
right.
you gonna do?
That's so
Right.
delicious.
And you're right.
So
too,
velvety. Just there's a little bit of a menthol feeling going on in the palate. Comes around.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
T-Nick 15.
Yes, Matthew.
Yeah, that's so
Tina
crazy.
Nick, Glenn Talkers, Glenn Alecky, Ed Radauer. We can go the list for sherry bombs. All of them have the
so
potential to
there's
just
tannins in
punch you
this?
in the mouth.
Yep.
Yeah, so that menthol is great on the initial palate, but it's like it's all like dry and
Oh my
tannin.
gosh.
It's like sucking on a leather strap.
I feel
It's
like
my MO.
they were watering
Mine
this
too.
down, and they're like, a little bit more, a little bit more. So,
Stop.
That's it.
right there.
No more.
Because it's
Stop there.
perfect right where it's at.
That is money. That is
46.8.
so good.
Stop.
Revival what? That's so good.
You get all of the sherry without the because there's some sherry bombs that I
I
can't
know where you're gonna go.
do. They're like too much, right?
Over sherry.
But this lets you get
No.
the whiskey. There's plenty of sherry, but it's not overdone. you can just appreciate everything that they've gotten here.
That's what they pride themselves. No, I mean, the distillery, you read about them, go on their website. They pride themselves on their sherry casks. That's it. That's what they do.
That is
See,
ridiculous.
and that's hard to do because you can over oak a sherry whiskey, and this is right on the
for
edge.
sure.
This is right on that edge.
Yep.
Where you get the sherry leather, you get the tannins from the oak, and then stop.
It's got a hint of old
Some of
book
these
in
sherry
there.
bombs, let's be honest. I've got some in my bar that it wasn't just wet when they put the whiskey in.
It was full.
There was a gallon or two of sherry at the bottom of it.
Stir it around. It'll be fine.
Just make it they'll never
Shake
know.
it
Just
a little
roll
bit.
it back and forth.
I mean, you're absolutely right. This is not over sherried in any way, shape, or form.
Nope.
The whiskey's there.
Can you get this? Is this
Yeah, you can get this. So
So you
I actually wasn't. I looked at one not too long ago. I don't remember what it was going for. There was maybe it was on the auction site. James, I don't know.
drop
Wheelhouse.
water in it. It says a drop of water in it.
What's I know you shop for these and you've got a handful of different websites you look. Wheelhouse, why don't you put on here what like the average price of a bottle of this is going for, on stateside
Yeah.
versus over the
Leather.
pond, because
That's leather.
sometimes that's the option.
Well, the sweetness comes out.
Good thing the dollar's
So,
strong against the
so
pound.
Wheelhouse recommends drop a bit of water on this.
James?
And
You
it
are the
swings
man.
it up.
You are the man. Thank you for
Well,
sending
thank
it
you,
to
sir.
us.
Yes,
We
thank
really
you.
appreciate your
Hey,
support over the years, everything you've done for us, and committed to us. We really appreciate it, and glad we were able to join you on your journey as we began our journey.
Yep.
he's been on a journey too.
He-
I
yeah, he
appreciate you things you do. James, you share sometimes. You walk us through what you got. You're always drinking. So your wheelhouse is defined.
Here you go.
Yep.
Very much so. As a matter of fact, let's take this back. Wait, his original screen name was what?
Holy
He
crap!
changed
I don't
it
remember
Because
what was
it
it?
was Dr. Scotch or no.
I don't remember what it was.
Wheelhouse. You
Okay,
changed
you
it because
you gotta tell.
'Cause
us
I
Wheelhouse.
do remember that
It
because he
was-
changed it.
It was
'cause-
not Wheelhouse whiskey. Yeah.
it conflicted with one of us.
So we need to send Wheelhouse some
he
peated
went
whiskey.
and did Wheelhouse whiskey, and I was like, so 160 in your hands, not available in US. So yep, that's with shipping. Then that's what I.
Marco, I
We
know.
just saw that,
Can you-
Michael.
can you put that up?
No,
No.
I know.
Annoying. Really?
No.
All right, Michael, I'll shut up.
No,
That ain't
it's
happening.
annoying that we don't let you talk more.
Yeah, that's
I
correct.
know. What the hell?
I mean,
This is a marvelous dram. Holy crap!
We need to get Wheelhouse some peated whiskey.
there's a spicier note now that I put some water on it that wasn't there. Neat.
Late.
I would
Yeah.
say
Mid-late,
neat.
yeah.
It was a slight bit edgy, but with water, it just round the corners, man.
it's
Perfect.
super nice.
Sweeten it up. Yeah.
Super
the
nice.
tannins
Really
came
good.
down.
Well, you know what? Cheers to you, James. Thank you so much.
Thanks, sir.
Great to see you online.
Appreciate
Thank you
it.
for sharing this with us. Sorry we didn't get to it sooner. And then, boys, that's the end of the King of the Hill normal series.
Down goes the ship.
All right.
It's time for the bring back bottles, whatever we're going to call those.
Regular
return
season's
bottles,
Yeah.
championships. So we're close to end of the year.
Yep. I mean, we do have a little bit of fluff in the calendar because of vacations and not being able to get all of us together, which we really kind of need to do to bring this thing to a close.
Yep.
So be patient with us on that, but be on the lookout for votes for bringing bottles back. So
Yep.
we're going to open it up to the
Surveys.
subscriber base in general, YouTube. Patrons, you guys are going to get your own gig because you're getting, more weight to the
Yep.
Oh, you
discussion.
support us so much.
Right.
So yes, absolutely. So the survey will come out this weekend for patrons. So be on the lookout at that tomorrow, hopefully. And then sometime next week, subscribers, if you're watching this replay, you will get a vote as well. Almost 60,000 of you.
Nice.
Gonna be
Yeah,
interesting.
we're close to
It's
60,000.
gonna be interesting.
59
So-
to 80 or something. Yeah.
You guys get a vote too, and we'll put that together. And then we'll have return fights coming up in a couple weeks.
That's the ticket.
There
Until
you go.
then, James.
James, you're the man.
Cheers.
Appreciate you.
3, 2, 1.